Hey, it's Gabriel here and I welcome you to wwadd. If it's your first time here, please do well to subscribe. And also don't forget to click on the notification bell so that you get notified anytime I upload a new video. Well, for YouTube to suggest my video to a lot of people, you need to click on that like button. Do that before we get straight into the video because it is story time. Yeah, as you saw it on the thumbnail, today is story time. I think this is the first time I'm doing story time on this channel, right? Yeah. So this is the first time I'm doing story time on this channel. Even though it is a story, it is a typical what would a doctor do moment. Obviously, it's a very sad story. Well, this actually happened in my village. So before I begin the story, I would like to tell you guys a little bit about my village. My village is known for fishing. So almost everyone in the village knows how to swim. Just like this, my friend. Well, there's something I would like to start with. My friend actually had epilepsy. He actually had seizure one time. But because seizure in our village is attached to spiritual activities, people actually feel shy to talk about it. So I'm pretty sure that the parent of this friend of mine knew their son has seizure, epilepsy, but they kept quiet. One, they were shy because they thought people would not play with their kid any longer. Two, they were afraid because people would think their family had done something bad. That's why something of that sort is happening to their child. Well, so they hid this from everyone. And then definitely they didn't send the kid to the hospital. So this child was with epilepsy and then was not treated because he didn't go to the hospital. Well, not up until this hot fateful day when my friend went into the river to bath. I wouldn't say bath because the river is salty and so cannot form foam with a soap, right? You guys are the science students, isn't it? It cannot form foam with a soap, salty water. Okay, good. Just like everyone would do on a hot sunny day by washing himself or herself down in a pool, so did my friend did on this hot, fateful afternoon. Did I say most of the people in my village knows how to swim in the video? I said it. Okay, I said it. Okay, fine. So yeah, obviously, my friend knew how to swim and so that's why he went into the river to wash himself down. But at the same moment, he had seizure and so he drowned and he died. The story is very short, but what are the lessons here to learn medically? Let's get straight into them. But before I tell you guys the reason why I'm telling you this story today, do you have any idea why I'm telling the story? Did I tell you guys? I didn't. Well, yeah, okay, that's fine. So the reason why I'm telling this story is that there are a lot of things we ignore, like in the case of my friend. We realized that the parents did not take his seizure very serious for the first time. Well, they thought that it's something they need to hide because when people know about it, they might not play with their child. I understand. It's something that people go through each and every day. But take it from me, if you're a child or you're having seizure for the first time, the best thing you have to do is to seek doctor's advice. It's very important. And the second thing my friend's parents did was they thought it is something that is spiritual and so they didn't take any caution about it. Well, they were even afraid to spread it because they thought people would tag them as families that have problem and so they are being punished with such disease. Well, at first I think they had no idea about it, so did I, but today I know what it is, and so that's why I'm trying to do my best to advise you guys out there that if it is the first time you're having seizure, don't let it slide. The most important thing to do is to go to the hospital because it might be dangerous and it comes from a whole lot of things. Yeah, I'm done with the story. Yeah, of course I'm done. Well, I'm done with the story. It was very short, but it's very educative. Well, I left the details out. It's not really necessary. Now, let me talk a little bit about epilepsy. Epilepsy is a disorder of the central nervous system in which your brain activities becomes abnormal, causing seizure and periods of unusual behavior, sensation, and sometimes loss of awareness. Epilepsy can affect anyone, male, female, children, adults, different races, different ethnicity, you, me, you. No, I don't think you. You too, not him. So yeah, epilepsy can affect anyone. Now let's talk about seizures. Seizure symptoms can vary widely. Before one can be diagnosed of epilepsy, then the person must have at least 2 unprovoked seizures. Well, some people with epilepsy can stare blankly for a few seconds during seizure, while others may have twitching legs, twitching arms, and sometimes stretching themselves apart. A single seizure does not mean you have epilepsy. Well, like I said, generally, for one to be diagnosed of epilepsy, then that individual must have had unprovoked seizures at least 2 times. Great, now that you know a little bit about it. What? I'm not done. I know. I'm about to talk about the treatment. Where was I? Okay, the treatment. Now, epilepsy can be idiopathic, meaning we don't know how they come about. It can be etiological, it means it has its source. Well, for it to be treated, you need to treat the source. In most cases, it can be surgery or medication. Now, in the case of medication, you need to take it for a very long period of time before you get off the medication. In the aspect of idiopathic, sometimes, for instance, in children, when they are young, they have epilepsy, but when they grow, they outgrow it. And in most cases, people with epilepsy just forget about it because it never happens to them again, since, like I said, they are idiopathic. We don't know how they came about. Well, for you to be able to treat this epilepsy, you need to know the etiologies. That's why I will tell you a little bit about the etiologies. You don't know what etiologies? Well, when you say etiology, it means the sources, the causes. Good. So here are some of the causes of epilepsy: genetic influence, head trauma, brain disorder, malformations, and sometimes pregnancy trauma. That's when the baby is coming and the head is being squashed. Sometimes, yeah, it squashed the head. Good. So those are some of the causes of epilepsy. And so when you treat this etiology, then you will end up treating the epilepsy. Yeah, before I talk about the precautions an epileptic patient needs to take, I think you skipped the recording. You didn't record one important part. Do you have it? YouTube. Okay, you have it. Okay, play it. Okay. machineries, because there is definitely the twitching of the arms which may lead to something very fatal. Like, are you asking me like? You want to know? Okay, like operating. What machine can you operate that can cause an accident? Well, like using a machine that divides woods together. You can imagine if you're having seizure, your hand may cross over, and so whatever is cutting the wood may cut you. Is that sensible? I think, okay, that was okay. Good. So that's an example I've given right there. Well, before I end the video, I'll give you guys an opportunity to ask me some few questions. I think 3 will do, one from each of you. Okay, you start. When do you stop? Okay, so when do you stop using the medications? When do you know? Okay, very good. Yeah, like I said, the medication for treating epilepsy is used for a long period of time, but depending on your doctor. For instance, some doctors actually consider 2 to 4 years, that if you don't have any seizure, then they can temper or even decrease the dosage of your medication for your epilepsy treatment. And so it depends on the doctor as to when to decrease or temper with your medication. Okay, you. Okay, yeah. So you're okay, good. So actually, talking about you having seizure even on treatment, 1 to 3 people actually have this kind of condition where even on the treatment they still have seizure. So yeah, it does happen. So even with treatment you can still have seizure. Okay, your question. Good. Definitely, if you don't treat the epilepsy, you continue having the seizure throughout your lifetime. And what happens is the seizure becomes more severe, and it becomes more and more as time passes by. And so definitely it's important to control the seizure. Thank you very much for watching this video. I'll leave a link in the description below on what you need to do first in case someone has a seizure. Also, you can share with us your experiences on seizure in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel like you see it on the shirt. Actually, it's 2 W's, so 1 W need to go. It is actually 2 W's. It's a mistake. And if you've not watched my video on 10 things I would wish my patient do for me if I become a doctor, then watch it. I'll put it right here. This has been it, and see you guys in the next one.